All right, now we're going to go into a little bit of self-defense. In this case, I'm going to be grabbed by the collar and being struck with the other hand. As I told you in other tapes and other videos, that most of the clinch fighting is not out there in the street situation. So they're bringing in the MMA from kickboxing, they're learning how to grapple on the ground, but that clinch area, that in-between area that Naihanchi Shodan is so good at, is just not there yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the same techniques that we just used with the inverted punch, but we're going to use them in a self-defense situation. As I said, in this time, he's going to have my collar, he's going to be looking to punch with the other hand. Hey, that can be very effective because he's got his range, he can control you somewhat, he knows where your head is. So we need to be able to take care of this, and clinch work will do it for us. All right, so for this technique, I'm going to be using several things that come out of the kata. I'm going to be using an underhook. That is the single position in the kata when we're like this. Okay, there's that single position. That's an underhook coming up and around to his shoulder and pulling down. I'm going to use the reverse position here, that underhook and reverse collar position, and that's symbolized by this stacking hands position. You're going to see me move him around and knee him some. I want to soften him up. Then I'm going to come in with that cross step to pop his leg a little bit with a little bit of a bump, disturbing his posture, so I can use the double position to throw him, and then the stacking position to submit him. And we'll see how it goes here. And we'll scoot this way just a tad. There you go. Sorry. All right. Okay. So what we're worried about is wham, wham, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do right off the bat is either I'm going to attack his face or I'm going to shoulder stop him. The minute he grabs me, that's my threat. So I'm immediately going to go for that shoulder. Okay. So go ahead and go. Boom. I'm going to get my underhook and my reverse collar. You might say, hey, he's still holding on. Can you do anything with it? Yeah. And usually after I knee him a few times, he tends to let go, but sometimes his hand gets caught in there. Okay. But it works its way out whenever we do the throw. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with that cross step. There's the double. Come right in. And there's my figure four. I got it right here. Again, that is the stacking hands. Okay. All right, let's do that one more time from the opposite angle. All right, I'm going to stop here for just a second. I'm in this position. Watch what I do. That pulls me off completely on the side so that I have that position. Okay. Now I can come in and bump him, throw him, and I'm in a nice controlling position. I've got strikes, okay, and I have submissions. Thank you, sir. For this next self-defense technique, we're going to use the bookend position again, that takedown. But the way we're going to get there is a little bit different. I'm going to be grabbed. Instead of by the wrist, I'm going to have him grab me kind of by the elbow, the forearm area. Guys tend not to grab each other at the wrist. They tend to grab either upper arm or, just at the high end of the forearm. So we'll do that instead. But it could be at the wrist. There's no problem if it's there. I'm going to use the single position as well. All right. And then I'll use the low strike to turn him over to his belly. All right. So we're going to do this off of a cross grab. Just come up and grab me like this. Okay. There's my threat. I can't do really anything with his hand. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to go to the single position by doing this. Puts his arm between us, turns his body, takes that one out of the equation for a moment. Okay? So we're here. I see that punch. I realize I'm in trouble. Boom, I'm here. I'm going to step right in and go for that bookend throw again. Knees right here to cut out his leg. Take him down. Okay? For this one, I could strike him first, then take him over. If you didn't see it last time, let's turn your body this way a little bit. What I can do from here is I can apply that arm bar with my legs, okay? So, and it's very easy to break it that way. All right, let's do it from this angle right here. All right, so he's here. I see my problem. I'm in. Bam. Let's say we run into that problem again where he's too tough and this is not working. All right, so I can change my levels and take him down with that technique instead. All right. So right here. So again, one of the little tricks you can use, you can catch them under the nose. All right, that works well in this technique, okay? But the ending, in other words, what we've done in the last two self-defense techniques is I've taken the same skill set that we used against a jab-cross combination, and I'm using the same skill set in self-defense. What's great for us about that is that we're using the same skills over and over. So for the same amount of workout time, we're getting more repetitions because we don't have to split it up amongst a lot of different things. Creates a lot of efficiency. As you can see, the skill sets of MMA are well represented in the technique sequences we showed you. We have striking, we have clinching, off balancing, throwing, submitting, all things that you would see in an MMA fight. I think it's important for us to keep in mind that we're finding these things, especially with an emphasis upon the clinch, because I feel that the same skill sets were needed in ancient Okinawa that we need today. They were dealing with a mixed martial arts situation as well. One of the things that you didn't see represented was ground fighting. I don't believe that they needed to show ground fighting in their kata because they had already had a grappling art called Tagumi. Tagumi is a really, really fast and rough and tumble bout that uses throws, wrestling, and submission holds in order to win. And it's something that they start in their youth and continue on up, at least the ancient Bushi, the warriors, did at that time. So I hope you've enjoyed what I've shown you so far, and you'll continue on this journey with me in Kata versus. So again, I was very excited to have you with us today, and I look forward to working with you in the future with more on Kata versus MMA. Please help us continue to bring you some great videos by subscribing to our channel and sharing our videos.